Okay, we're here today with John Mitchell fighting in the PFL Europe Lightweight Final, 8th of December in Dublin at the Three Arena. John, how are you doing today?
I'm very good, bro. I'm all the better for talking to you.
It's good to hear, good to hear. I feel likewise. Same about you, man. Just firstly, so we're on the same page, I want to ask where you're at because obviously you've been traveling all over the world. You do a lot of training in Dubai. Obviously, you're Irish. You've done a lot of work in Thailand. So where are you today?
I'm in Bangtao. I'm wearing the top and all right now, so I'm in Thailand training in Bangtao, Phuket.
Awesome, man. We're gonna definitely talk about that in a minute, but it's been a busy year for you. Three fights in addition to obviously training all around the world. You kind of had a lot of time to yourself, but I guess when you see that 100 grand at the end of the tunnel, it's got to be like that, right?
Yeah, it's actually my fifth fight in 12 months because I fought twice before it as well. But and as an amateur, like this is actually my 49th fight in total between boxing, Thai boxing, and MMA. And like as a fighter, what do we do? We fight. So I'm so much happier I can be active like this, and I'm in like a fighters promotion like PFL, right? Like even next time, like after I smoke this lad, I want to fight five more times next year. You know what I mean? So I love it.
And obviously, like you said there, with a win in this one, that would be obviously entry into the PFL Global Series as well. You mentioned that. Is that something you think about already, or is it just purely focused on this guy right now?
You know, with the way my mind works, it's so hard to see past the task at hand. All like I know just with certainty that I'm going to continue fighting at a high level and I'm putting myself on a world stage. But right now, all I'm thinking of is December 8th.
I mean, it brings us on to this final perfectly. Three arena, main event, 100 grand on the line. It's worked out pretty perfectly right. This got to be the dream scenario so far.
Yeah, it worked out just as I thought it would. As soon as I saw my name in that thing and I saw everyone on that roster, I knew I'd be here. So yeah, it's worked out great. It's a dream ending to a great year.
And let's talk about the opponent, Jakob Kaszuba. Undefeated guy, 10 and 0. How much have you seen of him? I presume you would have at least seen his PFL fights from this year, but what are your thoughts on him? Because on paper, that record, it's 10 and 0. It looks impressive. He obviously beat Dylan Tube last time out.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great record, and he's a good fighter, of course. It's foolish to think anyone in the PFL can't fight or isn't good. But 8-1. He's 10-0. I'm 8-1. I really fucked up that one, so I should be 9-0. You know what I mean? And then it's the same record, really. It's a battle of skill sets, not a battle of records. So it doesn't that the record's the last thing that intimidates me. Even like 2 fights ago, I fought a guy that was 6-0 is my easiest fight. So I look at his skill set, I look at his fights, I send him to all my coaching panel who are like more intelligent than I am in each different facet of MMA, and then we go forward and we make a good plan. So I can't wait for this fight.
So it's a battle of skill sets, like you said. How do you evaluate the skill sets between obviously both yourself and him without giving away the game plan, of course?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So like, what I do is like one thing that I think can often differentiate me from other fighters is I can fight everywhere. Like I've every type of knockout, every type of finish on my record. You know what I mean? I've power in both my hands. I can submit you. I can wrestle you. So we just extensively look at the opponent. We look at his habit. Oh, sorry. We extensively look at the opponent. We look at his habits. So I send it to each part of my team, and then we make a good plan to beat him. And very, very, very seldom are we wrong.
Yeah. Um, Obviously, we touched on it just now. You wearing the jersey right there. You're out in Thailand at the minute at Bangtao. Just how many times have you been out? Because I was looking at your Instagram. Is it a couple times this year you've been there?
Yeah, this is my third camp now with Bangtown and Blessed. Like it's like you're dealing with like coaches that are some of the best coaches in the world. By then, some like you got Frank Hickman, who's the wrestling coach of like Israel Adesanya and Volkanovski, John Boy, who's coaching Peter Yan, and then George Hickman tying it all together and Brad Riddell. So I couldn't have I've got the best minds in the world working with me here. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, you obviously they're huge reasons, but talk to me about, the decision to really like make that move and go for it. Because there's so many fighters trying to go out there and get some work in now. Obviously, you mentioned the high level guys there, but and obviously your background as well in Muay Thai, but talk a little bit about making that decision to make that jump and go over there.
I always loved Thailand. Like when I
Yeah,
was before I even had my first amateur fight in MMA, I was fighting Thai boxing out here like 7 years ago when I was
yeah.
20. And then Brendan Loughnane, who won the PFL million, he was training out here, and I've always like looked up to that guy. And we were talking, and if he set a fantastic blueprint of how to have all these high level results. Like he lives in Dubai like myself, and then he does a lot of his training in Thailand. So now I'm following in his footsteps in many respects.
Obviously, you get the high level rounds in there. Obviously, the conditioning is a huge part of it over there. But talk to me about what are some of the other parts of your game you feel you've been able to develop in these last three camps over there?
It sounds like a typical cliche thing, but every aspect of my game, because like you got the Hickman brothers with their wrestling, yeah. So
Yeah,
like that's absolutely massive, and then you got John Boy with his boxing, you know what I mean, and then obviously it's the land of Muay Thai. So
yeah,
like it's if you put anyone in that room, they're going to get better. You know what I mean? So especially for me, I'm like a sponge. I'm trying to learn off all these guys above me here. So it's you like if you can't help but get better here.
yeah. Obviously, you do a lot of training in Dubai as well. You live there now, like you said. One person I've got to ask about who trains with you at 971, because I love the guy, Rug Rug. What's it like having him around? I love that guy.
He's the man, bro. And you know what? Like, he's an absolute. He's nothing like he seems on Instagram. He's the nicest guy, bro. He's not like he's a real mommy's boy. Like, he's an absolute sweetheart. Like, he's a big teddy bear. He's the man.
Yeah, it's awesome. Finally, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I know obviously you've got a busy training camp going on. Back on the fight, December 8th, yourself, Jakob Kaszuba, step into the cage, 3 Arena. Give us the hard sell. What can people expect?
They can expect me to show my class, poise, and confidence, and show my level here. Once again, at the end of the day, like if you look at PFL, everyone's had these incredibly close, tough fights. I fucking sorry, I shouldn't be swearing. I
Yeah.
smoked my lad twice. You know what I mean? And so yeah, just show the level that I'm at. I'm really looking forward to it. Just show everyone what I can do.
Perfect. I want to thank you for taking the time today. Looking forward to watching you go to work on December 8th on the zone.
My pleasure, lad. Thanks for the interview.
Thanks.